This goes back to Genesis. Why did God create people? We have in the first chapters of Genesis, there are two stories that we look to about creation, and in the first chapter of Genesis we have God creating the world in a very orderly way, and it culminates in after the creation of the earth and the sea animals and land animals and air animals, that you have the creation of man and woman created in our image, is what God says there, and they are to be part of the earth and to subdue it and be stewards of it and caretakers of it. So there seems to be a sense where God has created this wonderful earth where He wants life to be abundant and fruitful, and that humans are to be part of that. And we have then in the Garden of Eden a story where human beings are created first, and that's a more intimate story. It's a story that has some symbolism in the trees and the names of the trees, and even in the names of Adam and Eve. Adam comes from the earth because we know that the dirt was used to make Adam, and then God breathed life into Adam and Eve. And it appears that what God was really looking for was relationship, and that He goes into the garden to walk with them and be with them, and asks them to behave in a certain way and to obey some of what He tells them, which is not to eat of the tree of good and evil, and they do that. So what you find is that there is a God who seems to be wanting a relationship, and when we talk about being created in the image of God, sometimes we think, oh, that's about eyes and ears and nose and a mouth and male and female. But I think one of the greatest understandings we can draw from that about being created in the image of God is that we're created as relational beings. And so I believe that one of the reasons God created human beings, and I think it's pretty evident from these stories, was to be in relationship with God, but also to be stewards and caretakers of the earth.